Well, good morning. My name's KIERON SEAMONS. This is my inky world, and every day we get to have the fun of playing with ink, drawing up some pictures, and generally talking about life. So, if you're in the mood to do some drawing, today the question was about sketching. So maybe we'll do some sketching in ink. I'm obsessed with cyan ink at the moment, so let's do some sketching in cyan ink. Sounds like fun? This way? Well, good morning. We are going to try and get into a little bit of... I've been asked about sketching, and I don't really know quite what they mean by sketching. Do they mean like... do I sketch in ink? Or is it possible to sketch in ink? Or what is really the question? But they were asking me about sketching. And yes, I sketch in ink, I sketch in pencil, I sketch in biro, I sketch in whatever comes to my fingers. For the simple reason that sketching opens up that mind. It opens up your whole vision. You know, if you're just looking down at my table, you can draw with a brush, you can draw with like felt pens, you can draw with like pastels, you can draw with like biros, and you can draw with dip pens, and everything else in between, fountain pens and such. So I thought I would kind of get into a little sketch. And in most cases, when people are asking me about sketching, in most cases, they're talking about the human figure. Now, back in the Disney days, it was kind of like part of your job to go and, sit in a room and do sketching life, sketching a person. And they used to do lots of sketches where it would be like 1 minute sketches, 2 minute sketches, 5 minute sketches, 10-minute sketches, and then like half-hour sketches. And what these did is they build up different skills. When you've got like 30 seconds to draw a picture, you're kind of like you're capturing everything quick as your eye can do it. And when you're doing like 2 minutes, you're beginning to slow down, but you still got a time limit, and then when it comes down to your 20-minute sketch or your half-hour sketch, you're much more calm. But the final drawing isn't really that much better. Maybe a lot more shading and stuff like that. But I think very good ideas is kind of like sitting in a coffee shop. I used to do this years ago. You sit in a coffee shop, get a really nice coffee or whatever you're into, and just sit and kind of sketch people in the coffee shop, because usually people are quite a good turnover. You'll have people sit there for 5 minutes and then they're gone, and then somebody new. And so it's a very nice relaxed way to kind of you might get people approach you and say, oh, are you sketching me, whatever, but it's nice. So I thought I'd just kind of maybe try and get into some type of sketchy way. Now I'm trying to use this cyan ink because at the moment it's a different type of ink. It's a kind of like a printer's ink, and it's very fast drying, and I'm not really 100% sure if I like it or I love it. Do you know? Do you know what I mean by that? I mean, it's like it has got a very slight kind of bleed to it, which is nice. And at the same time, it's kind of like it's drying too quick, and I'm not quite sure if I can catch it. I can catch that that kind of mood, that kind of feeling from it, and I'm not really not sure what my mind is thinking. And I thought I would just kind of get into a form of sketching. And this isn't really a person. It kind of looks a little bit kind of Quentin Blakey, the that style. I was looking at a lovely Quentin Blake book yesterday. More of his kind of like more kind of art sketched books. And he's quite a phenomenal person. I love his speed. I love his kind of confidence to put something on paper and not be so kind of shy about it. And that is something that you will kind of pick up over time. And sketching is all about kind of it's just kind of relaxing your mind and not being too, you know, oh, I could have done the eye a little bit like that. Oh, I should have done the ears like that. Oh, I should have done. It's not really about that. It's just about catching your kind of spirit at the time. And it's really about just relaxing. And I think the more that you kind of slow down your pace and also slow down your criticism. One of the great kind of killers of artists and art is this kind of self-criticism, which is brutal in most cases. I almost kind of feel like you're riding a bike or something. Yeah. And the self-criticism is really about that way of kind of I don't want to say you think you're better than you are, but it's something where it's a very realism when you put something down, especially if you're drawing in ink, because there's no correction and the ink is there to kind of capture the spirit of whatever you're feeling at the time. And this has given me a very, although again it's not planned, it's given me this very kind of relaxed feeling of a boy riding along the seafront, you know, like the promenade where the beach is behind him, and you can almost feel like the waves and the ocean, everything is behind him there somewhere. You know, maybe there's even somebody's kind of some kind of umbrella of somebody kind of lying on the beach there, as the ocean is kind of like going out. And that kind of is starting to put together an image. I'm not sure too much about the possibilities of this ink, since it's a new one, but I'm going to try and put some watercolor onto it, as it seems to be very, very, very ridiculously fast at drying. And what also another thing about sketching is that it gets you into this natural mode that you will kind of see, like you'll see the arm is the back arm is slightly further away, and you'll sketch it down and you'll kind of maybe shade it in. You'll do some kind of hashtag to it, and that is something that you might pick up in your style. You know, it might be something that you really kind of enjoy. The whole, again, it's people have been asking about finding styles, and sketching really is a great way, because for me, I do find it kind of shows me more of what I like to see, you know, a certain way a line comes down. And, you know, for example, if I'm drawing the feet, the way I'm kind of forcing that nib and hatching that nib down, and then dragging in some light lines next to a very thick and deep colored line, is something about the way that you're building up your eye, kind of catching things that you like the look of. I like the way that is. I like the fall of the ink. And again, you're kind of seeing the pedal where his foot is, and you're kind of thinking, wouldn't it be great if that was shaded in, so it kind of gives a little bit more kind of definition when the other leg of the bicycle. Bringing in the saddle where he's sitting, you know. And I do have a bad habit of using my finger as a wiping board. Yes, it is quite disgusting, but it's just a habit that I've built up over years. So you have a very nice sketch. You have your boy on his bicycle. Maybe the bicycle has an old light on the front. And the way that you kind of flick your pen around also can kind of build up a lot of feelings about your feeling as you're doing it. It's kind of like you kind of, at the beginning, you will find that you're very heavy with your pen and you're very, very deep with your pen. And as you start to draw more and more and more, you will be lighter and you will be flicking your pen around and you'll be a little bit more heavy and a little bit more gentle, and you'll be varying the depths and the pressures of your pen. So there we have a very nice little sketch of a boy riding his bicycle. Again, it's not planned, it's just something that just seemed to happen, and I think a lot of drawings are very nice about that. Now I'm going to be very brave here, and I'm going to throw in some colors. Now it might go terribly wrong since I haven't really explored this ink. But I'm going to try to oh, okay. And again, using your brush, your colors, using that also in a sketching mode, in a way that you're trying to kind of feel the looseness. And again, I mentioned Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake has a fantastic, where's that book of Quentin Blake? Fabulous book of Quentin Blake. And again, his style is very much, let's get to the later stuff. So you can see there, it's very, he's not shy about putting grey over the whole drawing on there. And again, it really works. Some of the style, and some people might think it's quite primitive, but it always seems to work. You know, like if you read the text in sometimes the books and then you look at his image. Okay, I'm so sorry. My battery ran out of ink. That's a great expression. My camera ran out of battery. But that is a very, very good explanation, I think, of today's drawing. And I hope you'll try out some sketching and try out some watercolors in the same sketchy feeling, okay? I will see you back here for some more drawings very, very soon. I'm sorry about the battery. But we had a fantastic morning. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you again. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button with your inky fingers. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.